we go back again with another video, and yesterday's videos to do with players coming in and players possibly going out. But yes, so Sunderland, after that brilliant season last season, just say making to the playoffs, got beat off Luton, who made it to the Premier League, now face a summer of speculation of players coming in and obviously players going out. Touch wood, we do not sell any players from this club this season, especially the ones out where I would say the top 16, 17, 20 players that were in the team and around the fringes of the team last season. We want to keep the majority of these players and bring in additions, yes, bring in additions to help us try and get into the top 6, if not top 2 next season. But it's going to be very difficult because with teams like Leicester, Leeds and Southampton being relegated from the Premier League with the parachutes payments and all those wonderful stars they have in their teams, it would be very difficult as well playing against those sides. You know, they have a lot of money to spend as well, I'd imagine. Leeds spend a lot of money, Leicester and Southampton all trying to get straight back up to the Premier League. So Sunderland have a massive task on their hand in the summer, trying to recruit the right blend of youth and experience to help us get promoted next season. And have we missed the boat by not getting promoted last season when we all know that the championship was a little bit easier compared to next season? Now, I'm not too bothered, and I'm not going to be worried about teams coming up from League One, because at the end of the day, you tend to find a couple of teams that come up from League One do tend to struggle in the following season. And it's the teams that come down and the big hitters are the ones I want to be worried about. The teams that are going to be up in the top 6 next season. The likes of your Norwiches, your Watfords, your Southamptons, Leicesters and Leeds. Very tough season. Millwall as well, like they did last season. Then your Coventry who shined well under Mark Robbins. So it will be a very difficult season in the Championship. Make no bones about it. That's why we have to keep the likes of Jack Clarke. And we'll talk about some speculation on Jack Clarke, but also what Sunderland Owners plan to do to keep this young lad at the club. But first, Joe Bellingham has been back up to the Stadium of Light today allegedly, and talks have gone really well, and that seems to be in the bag for when the transfer window opens. The medical has already gone really well, and I think I don't know how many medicals you actually had, but the first medical or the medical has gone really well, with talks absolutely being nailed. So now hopefully he'll be the first signing when the transfer window opens. Right, so Sunderland, Burnley, Brentford and Crystal Palace submit offers for Sunderland star Jack Clarke and mid-contract talks. The latest Sunderland AFC related transfer news, rumours, reports, gossips around everywhere coming to you right now. Burnley, Brentford and Crystal Palace have submitted offers for Sunderland star Jack Clarke, according to reports. The former Leeds and Tottenham winger chipped in 23 goal contributions for the Black Cats last season in all competitions, including 2 goals against Premier League side Fulham. That's why he's wanted. That's why there's going to be a price tag slammed on Jack Clarke. That form has sparked interest from top flight sides, with respected transfer insider Fabrizio Romano proving an update on the 22-year-old transfer situation. On Twitter, Romano said, Burnley, Brentford, Crystal Palace have all submitted bids for Sunderland talent Jack Clarke. Understand, Sunderland are currently negotiating a new deal for Clarke's, and is considered vital for the club to be promoted. Definitely vital. Burnley who were promoted to the Premier League as champions following a stellar campaign in the Championship under Manchester City legend Vincent Kompany, and Crystal Palace and Brentford will both play the top tier next season after finishing 22-23 strongly. Right, but how much is Jack Clarke worth? Will Jack Clarke want to stay at Sunderland, or will Jack Clarke want to move to fresh pastures and try and really push the boat out by playing at a higher level? Now, for me, with the players like Jack Clarke, like Ballard, like Patterson, amongst many others in the side, we need to keep all of these players at the club. We do not want to sell any, if possible. If the players are happy, we do not want to sell any. Now, I'm led to believe Sunderland Owners are slapping an outrageous price tag on Jack Clarke to keep those Premier clubs at bay. But will that happen? Will the price tag be enough? I'm led to believe we've got a price tag of over 20 million slapped on Jack Clarke to try and keep the Premier League teams at bay. But at the same time, it's a bit of a teaser, isn't it? They're teasing Premier League clubs to come in and actually bid over 20 million so they can line their pockets with that money. Now, with that money, let's, for example, let's play devil's advocate. If Jack Clarke is sold for 22 million, 25 million, 20 million plus, will they invest all of that money back into the club to bring in a couple of players, to bring in 3 or 4 players? I know the club owners and obviously Tony Mowbray are desperate to keep the likes of Jack Clarke at the club. But everybody does have a price tag. Every player's got a price tag. Every player's got a sell-by date on him. Now, Jack Clarke, for me, I'd love to see him stay at the club. I thought he was amazing last season. He has some games where he's a little bit sort of out of it, but the majority of the time, over averaged up the season, to get the goals he scored, to get top assists that he did, and to have 23 goal contributions, it shows the calibre of this young lad, the quality of Jack Clarke. Jack Clarke, for me, outrageous price tag. What do you think? 20 million? Is that a good idea? Will Brentford, Burnley and even the likes of Crystal Palace have the money to spend on one player like Jack Clarke, who's not proven in the Premier League, but 20 million plus? I think that's a good idea, slapping a price tag on him. I think we should do outrageous price tags on all the players. Unless the player really does not want to be at Sunderland and is really unhappy at Sunderland, we should do our best to keep all the players at the Stadium of Light. I really do think so. It would be absolutely fantastic. Now, there we go. So hopefully Jack Clarke will be staying at the club. Never mind the bids that these 3 clubs have put in. These 3 clubs are going to underbid. And definitely so far, 3 bids have been nowhere near 20 million that the club are asking for. They're not really asking for it either. They're just trying to put an outrageous bid on there. I can see a double-edged sword. The one Jack Clarke to stay at the club, but at the same time, if they come in for 30 million, they're going to take 30 million. I know they are, and I don't mind so long as we can get 3, 4 players, decent players in that, to build the whole car. But we do not want to be losing too many players, and I really like to see Jack Clarke stay at the club. But tomorrow I am going to do a food review on my other channel, Mads Out and about Lebanese in Gilesgate. I've never eaten for me before. I may have tried it once ages ago, I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to give this a go. I'm going to keep a couple of things off here, and we'll do a food review on Lebanese in Gilesgate. I didn't even knew they did food until I seen it a couple of years ago. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Yes, any news I get, I will give it to you. Job's been there today. Talks have gone really well. Medical's in the bag. It's all ready to sign and the transfer to happen when the window opens. And also Jack Clarke's outrageous price tag. Is 20 million outrageous, or is 20 million too, not high enough? Should it be 30 million? Players like that, we need to keep at the club. Thanks for watching the video. Please take care. God bless me. God go with you. We'll see you next time on The Mad Mistake. We don't need your money, money, money. We don't want your money, money, money. We just want to keep Jack here. Forget about the price tag. Yes, so allegedly 20 million plus. What do you think's an outrageous price tag? And what fee would you want to pry Jack Clarke away from the club? For me, let's keep him at all cost. But 25 million. Hopefully he'll stay at the club. Let me know in the comments down below. What is your outrageous price tag? Do you want Jack Clarke's steak? Do you want Jack Clarke to steak? What the hell? Do you want Jack Clarke to stay at the club? I sure do. Go ahead and enjoy your night. I'm going to go and make me tea. See you later.